Hey there, English learners, and a very warm welcome back to Real English Chat, the podcast where we help you speak English naturally, confidently, and with a smile. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Paul. It's great to have you with us today. Sarah, I am particularly excited about today's topic. It's the kind of English that you don't just learn for an exam. You learn it for your life.
You've hit the nail on the head, Paul. Today we're covering the absolute must-know phrases for daily life. We're talking about the words and sentences that will be your best friends in almost any situation. These are the tools that will help you sound confident whether you're ordering your morning coffee, asking for directions, or making new friends.
Exactly. The goal is to move from sounding like you're reading from a textbook to sounding like you're just talking. We want to close that gap between the English you know and the English you use. This episode is all about practical, everyday language.
It really is. And these small phrases make a huge difference. They show people that you're friendly, polite, and trying your best, which makes interactions so much smoother and more enjoyable. So, before we dive into the wonderful world of everyday English, we have a tiny bit of homework for you.
Just a little bit. If you're enjoying Real English Chat, please take a moment to hit that subscribe or follow button on whatever platform you're listening on. It helps us a lot. And if you're feeling extra kind, leave us a review. We read every single one.
We do. And finally, a question to get you thinking. Head over to the comment section on our website or social media and tell us, what's one English phrase you use every day? It could be good morning, thank you, or something you've recently learned. We can't wait to see your answers. Okay, are you ready to get started, Sarah?
I am. Let's chat, right? Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Greetings. They are the first words out of your mouth, so they're important. Sarah, let's imagine it's 9 a.m. on a Monday. How do you greet someone in the morning?
Well, the classic, formal, and always correct answer is good morning. You can say this to your boss, a stranger in a shop, or your neighbor. It's universal. But with my friends or close colleagues, I would almost never say the full good morning. I just say morning, or even more likely, hey, or hi. For our listeners, remember that casual is key with people you know well.
That's a great point. The shortening of good morning to just morning is very common and instantly makes you sound more natural and less robotic. What about other casual greetings? I'm a big fan of how's it going?
Oh, yes. How's it going? Or its close cousin, how are you doing? Are fantastic. A key tip for our learners. You don't need to give a long, detailed answer. The expected response is usually short and positive. Something like, good, thanks. You? Or, not bad. How about you? It's perfect. The question is often more of a greeting than a real inquiry into your life story.
So true. It's like a little verbal handshake. Now, let's fast forward to the end of the day. This is where a lot of learners get a bit mixed up. You walk into a restaurant for dinner at 7 p.m. What do you say, Sarah?
You'd say, good evening. This is your hello for the nighttime.
Exactly. And now you've finished your meal, you've paid, and you're leaving the restaurant. What do you say to the staff on your way out?
This is the important part. You say good night. Good night is a goodbye phrase only. You say it when you are leaving a place for the last time that day or when you're going to bed.
This is such a critical distinction. Let's repeat that. Good evening is a greeting when you arrive somewhere at night. Good night is a goodbye when you leave. Using them correctly is a small detail that makes you sound much more fluent.
Absolutely. And for leaving in general, what are some other goodbyes? We have the standard goodbye, of course.
But again, with friends, you'd probably say something more casual. Bye is the most common. I also use see you later or just see ya a lot. And a really warm, friendly one is take care. It shows you wish the other person well.
I love take care. It's so nice to hear. Another one you'll hear a lot, especially at the end of a work week, is have a good one, which just means have a good day or have a good weekend. It's a lovely, all-purpose, friendly goodbye. Okay, moving on to our next section, which I like to call the magic words. These are the 5 essential polite phrases that will carry you through so many situations. They are the foundation of polite conversation in English. Let's say them together slowly. Learners, feel free to repeat after us. Ready, Paul?
Ready.
Please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excuse me?
And sorry.
These 5 are your secret weapons for being a polite and respected English speaker. Let's break them down a bit. Please is simple enough. Add it to any request to make it polite. Can I have a coffee is okay, but can I have a coffee, please, is so much better.
It really is. And thank you is just as important. You can make it stronger by saying thank you so much or thanks a lot. And what about the reply to thank you? The textbook answer is you're welcome.
It is, and it's perfectly correct. But here's a pro tip for sounding a bit more modern and casual in everyday chats. Instead of you're welcome, try saying no problem.
Yes, I say no problem all the time. If a friend says, thanks for grabbing me a coffee, my automatic reply is no problem or of course. It feels more relaxed and friendly.
Other great alternatives are anytime or don't mention it. You're welcome can sometimes sound a little formal, almost like you're a shopkeeper talking to a customer. With friends, no problem is perfect.
Now for the next 2, which can be confusing. Excuse me and sorry. They are not the same. Paul, let's demonstrate. Imagine you're trying to get past me in a crowded train. What do you say?
I tap you gently on the shoulder and say, excuse me. I'm using it to get your attention or to politely ask you to move.
Exactly. Now, imagine you're walking and you accidentally bump into me, knocking my book out of my hand. What do you say then?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Here, let me get that for you. In this case, I've done something wrong, so I need to apologize. That's when you use sorry.
A perfect demonstration. So to summarize for our listeners, excuse me is for getting attention before you do something. Sorry is for apologizing after you've done something. Getting this right is a huge step up.
All right, you've greeted someone, you've been polite, now what? It's time for a little bit of small talk. This can be the scariest part for many learners, but we're here to make it easy. Let's start with meeting someone new. The formula is simple. You start with, hi, I'm Sarah. What's your name?
And the other person will say their name, and then you say the magic phrase, nice to meet you. Or, it's a pleasure to meet you if it's a more formal setting.
After that, you need to keep the conversation going. A great follow-up question is, so, what do you do? Which means, what is your job? Or, if you're at an event or a party, you could ask, so, what brings you here today?
But what if you're not in a situation where you're formally introducing yourselves? What if you're just standing next to someone waiting for a bus and you want to start a conversation? This is where you use the ultimate, number 1, never fails small talk topic, the weather.
It's a stereotype for a reason. It works every single time because it's a shared experience. Everyone is experiencing the same weather.
I am a master of weather-based small talk. You can say something simple like, it's so hot today, right? Or a lovely day, isn't it? The little question at the end like, right? Or isn't it? Is an invitation for the other person to agree and start talking.
Other great weather lines include, I can't believe all this rain we're having, or I hope it stays sunny for the weekend. They are simple, safe, and effective.
Beyond the weather, what are other safe topics? You could talk about the immediate surroundings. For example, if you're at a cafe with nice music, you could say, I love the music in here. Or you can ask about general light topics like weekend plans. Have any fun plans for the weekend is a great conversation starter on a Thursday or Friday.
Exactly. The key to small talk is to keep it light and positive. Avoid deep or controversial topics like politics or religion when you first meet someone. Stick to the weather, hobbies, TV shows, or weekend plans, and you'll be absolutely fine.
Let's move on to a situation you will definitely encounter. Being in a shop or a restaurant. These are transactions, but they can still be filled with friendly, natural English. Let's start with shopping. You walk into a clothes store, and the sales assistant comes up to you and asks, "Can I help you with anything?"
If you want to browse by yourself, what's the best thing to say, Sarah?
The perfect, polite phrase is, "I'm just looking, thanks." This is so useful. It's friendly, it acknowledges their offer of help, but it clearly states that you're happy to be on your own. The assistant will smile and leave you in peace.
And if you do need help, you can ask, "Excuse me, do you have this in a size medium?" Or, "Excuse me, where are the changing rooms?" And when you've decided to buy something, you walk up to the counter and say, "I'll take this, please." Or, "Just this, thanks." Simple, clear, and polite.
Now, for my favorite topic, restaurants. You've sat down, you've looked at the menu, and the waiter comes over. To order, you can say, "I'll have the chicken, please," or "I'd like the pasta, please."
And if you're not sure what to get, it's completely okay to ask for advice. You can say, "What would you recommend?" Or "What's popular?" It's a great way to interact with the staff and maybe discover something delicious. Okay, now for another very important tip, especially for our listeners who might be learning British English but watching a lot of American TV shows. At the end of the meal, you want to pay. In the UK, you ask the waiter, "Can I get the bill, please?" Or, "Could we have the bill, please?"
What do you not say, Paul?
You do not ask for the check. The check is what you ask for in the United States. In the UK, Australia, and many other English-speaking countries, it's the bill.
That's such a good one. It's a tiny word, but it makes a big difference in sounding like a local. Using bill in London or Sydney is a clear sign you've done your homework.
It really is. So remember, bill for Britain, check for America. A simple rule to live by. Our final core content section is all about vulnerability, but in a good way. It's about knowing how to ask for help when you need it. Let's say you're lost in a new city. It happens to everyone. You need to find the nearest cafe for some coffee and Wi-Fi. What do you say to a person on the street?
First, you start with the magic words, "Excuse me." Then you ask your question clearly, "Where's the nearest cafe?" Or, "Could you tell me how to get to the train station?"
And when they give you directions, even if you don't fully understand, always say thank you so much. But what if you genuinely don't understand what someone is saying? This is a moment of fear for many learners.
It is, but it shouldn't be. There is absolutely no shame in asking for clarification. In fact, it's a very smart thing to do. The most polite and effective phrase is, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?"
That is the golden phrase. Another great option is, "Sorry, my English isn't perfect. Could you say that a bit more slowly, please?" People are almost always happy to help. They will appreciate that you are trying to understand.
Exactly. Never, ever pretend to understand when you don't. It usually leads to more confusion later. A few other useful phrases are, "Sorry, I didn't catch that," which is a very natural way of saying you didn't hear or understand something. Or you can even ask, "What does that word mean?" Being brave enough to ask for help is a sign of an excellent language learner, not a bad one.
Okay, that was a whirlwind tour of everyday English phrases. We've covered a lot, so let's take a moment to practice a couple of the most important ones together. We'll say the phrase, leave a little pause, and we want you to say it out loud after us. It doesn't matter where you are, on the bus, in your kitchen, go for it. Ready?
Let's do it. First one, a simple greeting. Repeat after us. "Hello, how are you?"
Great. Now let's order that coffee. Repeat after us. "Can I have a coffee, please?"
And what if you didn't understand the price? Repeat after us. "Sorry, could you repeat that, please?"
Fantastic. Great job, everyone. And please remember, making mistakes is okay. It is a normal and necessary part of learning. Every time you try to use one of these phrases, you are getting better. Just keep practicing.
That's the most important message. Be brave, be kind to yourself, and keep talking. Before we go, don't forget to join the conversation in the comments. Drop us a comment with your favorite phrase from today's episode or when you're excited to try. We would love to hear from you.
That's all from us for this episode of Real English Chat. We hope you feel a little more confident and ready to handle those everyday situations.
Thanks so much for listening. See you next time on Real English Chat.
Bye for now. Take care.